We explore the impact of design on our lives, everything from the products we buy to the clothing we wear, the houses we build, and the furniture we use. And today we're going to get further into the furniture with Humanscale. And we are so fortunate to have in our studio, along with Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group.
Morning.
Erica Kotevski, who is an account development rep with Humanscale. And Erica, last week we talked a lot about the company, its history, the philosophy behind it. Today we're actually sitting in the chairs.
And we have a few other things with us too. Some of the other magic that they are putting out in the marketplace too.
I'm so excited because not only am I sitting in this chair, which feels like I'm floating on air, it just takes, it was exactly what Damian has described about taking those pressure points off of certain parts of your body, just making it for a much more comfortable experience. But I'm also racking my feet under the table here.
So we have one of the footrests for Lucianne under the table, which of course is very good to prevent the things like blood clots, DVTs, deep vein thrombosis, because you can move your legs.
What a great idea this! I'd like to take it in the plane with me.
Yeah, and then there's the one with the wooden ball, the little
massage balls.
The massage balls down the center, so you can upgrade from the one you have to the massage balls, and so that's the.
This is just fabulous. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about this product line, and in particular, Damian, I'm going to start with you and how you use this in your own office, and it's become quite apparent the difference it makes.
It's made a huge difference to us. So, as we said, and I do want to qualify again, I am not a paid representative of Humanscale. But we started back in '93 or '94 with this product, working with Scott Seltzer, who is still with the company and works with Erica, and started at that time with some of just the basic products that Humanscale was putting out, which is the chair you're sitting in, which actually was purchased in 1993, and as you can see, it shows no wear whatsoever.
Oh, it does. That was a brand new chair.
No, wow. That chair is my chair from back then. So that is evidence of the long-lasting product. But when we built our new studio in July of '08, Humanscale has developed so much more stuff now that it enabled us to come at workstation design from a completely different angle. And that's really what we call our big idea, if you will. The products are so versatile that what we did was normally you would expect someone to go and make a selection of cubes, tables, desks, all right, the traditional way of furnishing your offices, and then add the stuff. So then you go get your chair, you've got your monitor. Generally, it's not movable other than with the thin monitors. You can slide it around. Most of the keyboard trays, as you know, just come in and out, and that's about it. With Humanscale, what we were able to do is say, forget the desk, forget the work surface. Let's take care of the human comfort with all the product first, all right, and then we'll put the desk back into the equation. So if you start from, and we are fortunate, obviously, the light monitors, the thin screen monitors, have enabled Humanscale to develop what they call their access rail, which is a vertical aluminum rail that goes sort of at the back of a desk, but it could be attached to the wall, for argument's sake. So, in a sense, could be independent from your work surface. Off of that, it's designed in such a way that the light fixtures, their monitor arms, and a whole bunch of other things like coffee holder even, right? Isn't there a coffee holder that slides onto the cup holder, pencil holders? All of the stuff can slide to any position on your piece of access rail. And it's really slick looking. It's beautiful brushed aluminum. And so everything is off of the desk.
Now you've got a free desk.
Now you've got a completely free desk. So the monitor arms allow you to push the monitor backwards and forwards. It allows you to tilt it in the vertical position and horizontally too, and slide it up and down to the right position for your eyes.
This is working smarter is how I think of it.
Absolutely.
With Humanscale.
Yeah.
Damian on Design, Damian Farrell, each Saturday on the Lucianne Lance Show on 1290 WLBY. You've heard how it works in his office. Let's find out from Erica Kotevski, Account Development Representative with Humanscale, how these installations come together when you're working with your various clients. So dovetail off what Damian was just talking about and the kinds of products that you have at Humanscale to bring all of this together.
I think that every installation is a little bit different, from office environments to lab areas. I mean, we kind of jump into every single market that's out there, and they help, whether it be customers or just individuals, make their workplace a little bit more comfortable. But as Damian talked about monitor arms, we also have the keyboards, which we believe are cornerstones of the workstation. The whole idea of keyboards and monitor arms and these tools is to bring the work to you versus you going to your work, which allows you to then sit back in your chair and use the lumbar supports and things like that, so you're actually comfortable versus perching on seating.
Because so many of us at work desks, we've moved up on our chair just to reach our monitor or to do work. Now you don't have to do that.
No.
Right. With a lot of these tools, it allows you to sit in a comfortable position versus awkward positions. And, you know, a lot of us have experienced the 2 o'clock pain where, you know, you have the neck pain and your wrist is starting to hurt. And a lot of it has to do with them not using proper ergonomic tools.
Talk a little bit about the chair you're sitting in there, one of the Humanscale chairs.
This is actually the Freedom with headrest. I think what's unique about the Freedom chair is the fact that everything is very intuitive. So many times individuals get a new chair and it has thousands of knobs and levers, and many of us don't know how to use those knobs
And we break
levers.
them.
And we break them, yes,
And we have to
correct.
get out of the chair
Yeah,
to make
to
the
do it,
adjustments.
To
right.
make the adjustment.
Yeah,
So when Niels was designing this chair, he wanted to make it very intuitive and make it very easy for the user. So a couple things on the chair, it does have a pneumatic height adjustment, so it can, you know, take you up and down depending on what your height is. It has also a seat slide, because they're all different types of height of people. It also has some lumbar support that you can make adjustments, and a headrest. So like I said, when you lean back, it actually moves with you versus you know, keeping it locked and putting yourself in an awkward posture. So it's been very popular for us. I mean, I seem to think it's comfortable. It supports you at every different angle. You know, it holds up to 300 pounds, 15-year warranty, 24/7 use. So the warranty is the longest in the industry. We not only, you know, we back the product, and we think that, you know, letting people and individuals sit in these chairs makes them, you know, really realize the benefits of sitting in a comfortable work chair.
I didn't quite adjust mine probably to the point where I should, but I can already feel that it takes those pressure points off certain areas of your thighs, your legs. I've got my legs up on this. Julianne likes to call it an accelerator. The footrest that I have under here. Just being able to keep my feet alive and they don't go to sleep is a huge benefit.
Sure.
So you're really thinking outside the box when it comes to how we sit down to do our work.
Right. Well, one other thing I think that's interesting on this chair is if you notice the arms, they're synchronized, so they move together versus most desk office chairs move independently, and it's sometimes hard to get them connected, and they're connected to the back, so when you lean back, they move with you versus still attached to the seat.
Right.
Which is very common. With
Absolutely.
most office chairs, the arms are attached to the
seat.
seat. So as you move back, you now start to put pressure on an area close to your elbow. Right. So it's all about all of this stuff is designed to have constant pressure on your body in the right places.
Right, exactly.
So on the keyboard that you talked about, your rest is on the palm of your hand, not on the wrist of your hand, which is where a lot of the soft tissue injury starts to develop.
Erica, what about the Damian sitting in a mesh type chair? The material that's on these chairs that you and I are sitting on feels very smooth. It's very unique, I think, from the other kinds of chairs we often see in offices. Oftentimes it's fake leather or just it doesn't. This feels really different.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely test all of our fabrics. I think the neat thing about our chairs is we keep the same principle in mind throughout our whole seating line. So the message is the same. The chair that Damian's sitting in is the Liberty chair, which was our first mesh back chair. And what I think is very interesting about that mesh back is it uses 3 panels of mesh in the back. So when we designed it, we thought if you could tailor a suit to a man or woman, why couldn't you tailor this chair? So it actually feels like hands at your lower back. Still has the adjustments of, you know, your pneumatic height and seat depth. But other than that, it's breathable. It's very comfortable. Definitely one of my favorites. But it's definitely been a positive for us.
But even the solid fabric is breathable.
Absolutely. I mean, they're all breathable. I mean, it's just we have a bunch of different fabric. That's actually the wave fabric, and Damian got very creative with all the different colors, which I think is very nice.
That's right. The one I'm sitting in, I have the blue on the bottom, but the headrest is a red. So
Correct.
I had to bring you red.
Jazzing it up there.
Yeah.
Well, it's like your glasses with your green in the front and your red on the sides. And about the breathability of the fabric that you use, I think that lends itself to this feeling of being on a cloud. It's the ergonomics, but also the materials that you're using in making.
That's a great description.
Like a
sitting
cloud.
on a cloud.
That's what it feels like. I'm serious.
No,
and I'm very particular about my chairs.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, I do sit, if I'm working, for instance, an evening shift at home, it's not uncommon that I'll be sitting for 5 to 6 hours. And in fact, when I should be getting up and walking around, I don't.
right.
And the chair, you never get uncomfortable. You don't get to the point where you say, oh, this is uncomfortable now, I need to get up and sort of cool down, let the seat cool down. This I don't know what, the fabric is extraordinary.
Yeah, that one, this wave, and then the one that's on the Liberty chair is actually vellum. So,
And the footrest, you have to talk about how you should be getting up during the workday, move around, get your... I feel like I'm getting more of a workout down below right now than I ever have.
keeps the circulation moving.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
And what's the principle of this footrest? I don't even know what it looks like because it's under the desk.
It's a rocking footrest. Comes in a variety of different colors, but like I said, I think it's a big thing of keeping the circulation moving. Also depends on individuals' heights. I mean, that helps them sit farther up
Right.
and get their feet up so they feel comfortable.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It does provide some support. If you're leaning back slightly, which is the ideal position, you're taking the weight directly off your spine and putting it at an angle where you feel that the hands are at the bottom of the backrest, literally holding you.
Yeah.
Then you're in the right position, and that's when the footrest is even more helpful because it's bracing you in a sense.
It makes all the difference in the world.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you hear that from your customers at Humanscale as to the
Absolutely.
efficiency and productivity in the office goes up.
Absolutely, most definitely.
Yeah. What's next for Humanscale?
We have a lot of good things. We recently have come out with, task lighting has become really a big initiative of ours in the marketplace and how lighting affects people's productivity and how they're working. We've come out with a new height adjustable table, which is very nice because a lot more people in the workspace like to stand and sit at the same time. So it's spring-loaded. It's kind of a new thing for Humanscale, one of the newer ones on the market. We also have air purifier, kind of keeps, the switch is right there, and it actually keeps, it's a personalized, so it sit on the desk. So it's for that personal area.
Oh.
So you have some different ways of controlling the speed. We do have the new World Chair that has just come out, which is another task chair for Humanscale, which is very nice. Looks very similar to Liberty, but the technology is a little bit different. And we have new monitors coming out, new monitor arms, because technology is changing. So we have monitor arms that can go from 1 to 2 to 8 monitors. So,
because people are using multiple, and you
More
do
and
that
more.
as an architect, Damian.
We do. We have 2 at each station.
Same in the radio station. You'll notice over there,
That's
there are
right.
3, I think.
right.
So yes, so a single stand from Humanscale could, for instance,
Put
handle
all of
of those and still have all those adjustments we talked about.
Right, and have the ability, like I said, all those adjustments, and then have the ability to add, 5 more.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, working outside of the box. Erica Kotevski, account development rep with Humanscale, Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group, and his Damian on Design every Saturday. Earlier this week, I saw on Twitter, someone tweeted out a place in Finland. It's an internet cafe, and I know it really exists because I have a niece who lives in Finland. She says she's been there. But what this is it is an interactive cafe where when you are in there, people can see you on the internet, and they can control the height of your table, change the colors of the scheme that are in there. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. So when you mentioned being able to put the table up and down depending on your height or whether you wanted to stand, and I actually knew someone who would only work standing up. He was 6'6", and he never wanted to sit down at his table, and it was really a unique way of working. But I thought that was phenomenal, and Humanscale really plays into all of this where, it's not just about the standard out-of-the-box type of table and chairs anymore. If you want your employees to be efficient, to work well, to be comfortable, to love going to work and not be going home with cricks in their neck, etc.
Right.
This makes sense for an office to make these changes, I think.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of recorded data now over many years, especially from out of Columbia University.
Of Cornell.
Yeah. Oh, Cornell, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, out of Cornell. And they say we have that all on our website, but that we've done so many studies and so much research on the benefits of using ergonomic tools in the workplace and how much your productivity goes up. And I think over time, if your employees are happy, like I said, they're a little bit more productive.
You know what's funny about it, though? Most of us are just getting in tune with this today because we've gone through years of not feeling well in the office place, but your company, Humanscale, has been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like I said, people think that their back hurts, and a lot of it has to do with not the back. It's the way you're sitting, the way you're functioning and moving during the day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can visit their website, humanscale.com. Very easy to go to, and Damian and his staff are living proof of that as well.
Yes.
And great to talk about design in the office place in such a unique way of doing it, too.
Oh, and one quick thing before we close. Just to let all our growing band of listeners that all of the videos that we've made of our shows, Gillian now has them posted on YouTube, so they can either search for you, for Lucy Ann Lance, or Damian Farrell, and you can see the videos of all of our shows. So if you're interested in what we had to say about the Auto Show, those shows are up, our current series on ergonomics and health in the workplace as well, so you can actually go shortly and see on YouTube these products that we're talking about.
As a matter of fact, let me just get this, hang on. Here we go. I'm pulling it up so our video audience can see. This is it. This is what I was rocking on. It felt completely different. Look at that.
Look at the elegance. The
Yeah, it looks like
elegance.
a little sled here.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is beautiful. It's a nice thing that you'd have under your desk. I can't tell you how great this felt just going back and forth like that. And it seemed a lot rounder without me really having seen what it was like. All right, so you can search for that on YouTube too.
Yes, for both of us, yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Erica, great meeting you.
You too. Thank you so
Erica
much.
Kotevski, Account Development Rep, and you're here in the Southeast Michigan region?
Correct.
Okay, for Humanscale. You can visit humanscale.com. Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group in Ann Arbor as well. Thank you very much. This is Damian on Design every Saturday on the Lucy Ann Lance Show on 1290 WLBY.